Hello, guys. Greetings. Good morning from my end. My name is Augustine, and like I promised, I said I was going to do an episode two of the broadcast which I made yesterday. And the title of the broadcast still remains Blog Review and Frequently Asked Questions. So, this is the episode two, or will I say the part two of this. And the broadcast, this particular one, it's going to be brief compared to that of yesterday. So we're going to quickly look into a few things. And then I'm going to advise the community the best way I can. And then we leave us to decide how we want to go about things. Hopefully, we are going to be in compliance. If you're just tuning into my broadcast for the very first time, it's a pleasure having you. Always remember to like this video, always remember to share, and always remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet subscribed. My responsibility in this community is to unite the community. That's my responsibility. One of the responsibilities of members of this Privy Council is to offer proper guidance to this community. And then the characteristics of Privy Council is transparency and excellent leadership quality. Of course, in a gathering of people, not everyone will like you, but if you are a leader, at least the majority should like you. And I'm convinced that a very good number of people in this community at least likes my kind of persona. I'm someone that is not given to tolerating negative mindsets because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you begin to nurse ungodly and negative energy, you begin to attract it to yourself. That has been the truth. And I do not want such kind of things around my environment. So I try as much as possible to reject it and to avoid people that are oozing out that kind of energy, you know. Now, before I move into the update on the blog, I just want to advise this community. Have you guys not been seeing what's going on around the world? You see, there is so much chaos around the world, and these things are what you call transitions out of the old, and we're moving into the new. Now, the old is crumbling, the old is falling apart, the old is sinking, and the new is coming out. The new is coming out, is maturing. When you look at insects that metamorphose, you'll find out that there are insects that shed their skin. What we are doing now is we are shedding our skin. That's exactly what we're doing. And people that are around the world do not understand what's going on. Some people think that we've come to the end of this hour. I mean, the end of the world. I will be honest with you. We are living in the last days. We've been in the last days for over 2,000 years. Okay? And we're still going to be in the last days for God knows how many number of years. Yes, this world at some point will come to an end. But it is not our time to get to that end. At this point, what we are doing is we are transiting out of this system into a better, more improved, and a transparent system. That is exactly what we are doing now. If it was in the time of World War One, people thought that that was the end because the war was gross. People died in their thousands, some of them in their hundreds of thousands. But that wasn't it. It wasn't even in the Vietnam War. People thought that that was the end. And then World War II, they thought it was the end, and a lot of other things that has been happening. You see, this is one of those things that the entire world system, especially the governments of the world, are in so much debt. And they tell you that, it is the future generations that are paying. Guys, I want you to listen that system that they are using will fall. I'm saying this because I have a very good understanding about the world system. I have a very good understanding about what is to come. And I am telling you that the system that the governments of the world are using will fall. It will naturally crumble. The people will reject this system because you cannot tell me that you are enslaving myself, putting me and my children and my children's children in depth. And then you are eating our future now. Come on. Who is going to accept that kind of system? The problem now is that they haven't seen an alternative system that is superior to that system. And I am telling you that you are looking at the system that is superior to that system, which is the Simply Brilliant community. That is the system that will override this system. Many of you are not able to come to terms with what I'm saying yet. Some of you are afraid. Some of you are saying, if I continue paying my subscription fee, are you sure that I'm going to continue to thrive? Are you sure that I will not fall? Now, as long as you entertain it in your heart, it will become. Permit me to say, there is a man in the Bible that our Creator reckoned as a righteous and an honest man before God and even before men. And that man's name is called Job. But Job had a fear, and his fear came to him at some point, that he had to open his mouth and say what he feared most has come upon him. Listen, you are a human being and you are a spirit. You carry you carry an aura. You attract things to yourself. You have to be careful about what you think, because the reason why we are going back and forth in our community is that the majority of the people in our community are negative oriented and they attract negative things to themselves. Some of you are afraid that you won't have money to pay your subscription fee, and 6 months down the line, your fears becomes a reality because you have created it in your heart and you have manifested it through your superconscious and your subconscious. I want you to understand that this world is what you think. You create your reality by what you think. So many of you that are there that are living in fear, it's high time you dropped that fear, because we are going to succeed. It may take some time, but if you have the right attitude, the right mindset, and the confidence, some of you out there are saying, is it possible to still recruit? Listen, I am still recruiting members. If you watched my previous video, which is the part 1, I'm still recruiting members, but I have what you call my target audience. I don't go for people that are still struggling. No, I don't go for people that are still trying to get by. The problem we are having is that we go to the lower level of people and bring them. It is not how this community operates, because there are still so many people out there that don't even know that there is a recession in the world. It doesn't matter whichever country you are. There are people out there that are living life and they are comfortable. Some people have so much money that they do not even know where to spend their money. They are still there. They are still out there, though inflation is on the rise. I can tell you categorically. But have you tuned your frequency to that channel? Because you are like a radio. Whichever channel you tune into, they are called radio waves. They are all in the air. Whichever one you tune into, that is when you begin to receive signals from them. What have you tuned your mind to? Because as long as I'm concerned, I have my goal and I will achieve my goal. And it's to bring in a very good number of downlines in the course of time. I do not care how the economy is. What I know is where there is a will, there is a way. And for whatever thing you conceive in your heart and believe without doubt, you can achieve it. That has been my orientation and it has been working for me. Okay? Yes, it has been working for me. This is how this world has been created. You are a magnet and you attract what you think. So I want to advise this community that enough of your naggings, enough of your complainings, because while you are going back and forth and you are staying where you are, is because you don't believe. I've again and again and again and again explained the concept of the shared bounty. Some of you don't want to listen. Some of you are willfully ignorant. You see my videos, you don't want to watch it because you don't want to hear what I'm saying. That means you don't want to tune your frequency. You don't want to tune your frequency to this channel and you don't want to gain. You have hardened your heart and you are complaining. Listen, I want to give an advice to those who are watching this video. If you come across those who are complaining, cut them off from you. If they were your friends, cut them off from you, because your friend has a way of influencing you. As long as they keep saying the same thing, you are listening to it and you are attracting frequencies, negative energies into you. And at some point, you will break depending on your level of strength. It is like a hammer that is hitting a rock. At the first hit, it doesn't shatter the rock. It doesn't matter the size. But with continuous hitting of that rock, the rock will shatter. So I want you to take note of the kind of people you associate yourself with, because it is your associations that will determine how much success you make in life. Listen, There is this saying that if you become a friend of 5 rich men, you become the sixth rich person. And also, if you become a friend of 5 foolish persons, you become the sixth foolish person. Now, what does this tell you? It simply tells you that your associations will determine your altitude. How many people associate with the right people in this community? Another thing I'll ask you guys, have you noticed that the Chief Justice of the Simply Brilliant community isn't saying much anymore? And do you know that when people try to prop him up to speak, he doesn't speak? Have you asked yourself why? I'll tell you the answer. It's because you guys, a good number of you, not all, you nag, you complain, and you want to overwhelm him. Is he existing for your sake? Do you not know he has a family to attend to? Do you not know that he is a breadwinner and he has to meet up some expectations for himself, for his family, and for his extended family? That is why you don't hear much about him again. The only time you see him is in our meetings. Isn't that a shame that the community has caused the number one person in this community to go aside and do things that is particularly peculiar to him, so that he does not get overwhelmed and then have one challenge or the other? The other time, Madam Tessie was complaining that he's a young man. I mean, our Chief Justice is very young. He's a very young man. I don't want to disclose his age, but he's a very young man. And well, I don't know, but she was saying that he's having white hairs. Well, the truth is this: you guys has contributed to having having more white hairs, because he is number one, and you guys have overwhelmed him. And then it has told on his body. This is just like Obama. Those of you that can remember Obama, which is the previous president of the United States, when he came into office, he didn't have much white hair. But did you see how he was when he was living? Because he was carrying the burden of the United States. So I want you guys to stop this attitude of pouring your energy negatively on people, and you are pouring your energy on groups, innocent groups that are trying to understand the right thing, and you guys are pouring negative energy on them, and you think that's the best. Is that the best? I don't think that's the best. So I want you guys to understand that we have just moved to the next phase, and that next phase is called our payouts. Our payouts is going to happen very soon. Within the next few hours from now, you are going to see our payouts. And once that payout comes in, I would advise that you take personal responsibility. Those of you that wants to become negative again, I would advise that listening to me, if you are part of those hearing me, avoid those people, because it is called personal responsibility. Some people want to drag you down with them. Some people want to put you into their own doom states. And that is the reason why they are looking for pity party, so that sympathizers will come to them and begin to sympathize with them and begin to give wrong categorization, wrong explanation, wrong definition of what this community is. As long as I'm concerned, Admin Scott has done everything within his strength and is still trying to make sure that he organizes this community. And a good number of us out there are having some negative energy, saying some things that are not. It's unfortunate. And then finally, before I move into the main thing, if you're among those that are from that people, saying those things, I don't think, if you are carrying that energy, that you can run through to the finish line, because you create your reality, and the more you create negative energy around you, well, it becomes more bleak. It keeps getting bleak. The promised land will continue looking far. Consider your ways and take responsibility. That is what I have to say. Now, let's move to the main thing. Like I said, this is going to be very brief. I want to advise that the community stands up and takes full responsibility. Many of you, I don't like the attitude. You call yourself prospective billionaires, but some of you, and a very good number, are mentally poor. Some of you are willfully ignorant. Some of you are stiff-necked. And when I mean stiff-necked, you don't want to take corrections and you look for someone to blame. That's how a very good number. When you go to the Telegram group, you see those things. In fact, recently, I'm not paying attention to that Telegram group much, because the energy that people are giving shows gross ignorance. And I would advise you that you don't come to me to pour negative energy to me because I will bounce it back at you. You don't do that. You can come to me in respect and in love and then table your concerns. But when you come with negative energy, I feel it. It is a frequency. When you come to me with love, I will also feel it. It is a frequency. If you come to me with anxiety, I will feel it. It is a frequency. So make sure you know what energy you come to me, or better still, go look for someone else. Because it's enough of all this negative energy, negative energy, negative energy. Everybody is pouring out. And our membership is dropping because some people are pouring out those negative energy and they are discouraging so many people. Listen, it doesn't matter how much you guys are discouraging others. This is a divine cause. It will succeed. Whether you believe it or not, it's your choice, but it will succeed. In the nearest future, it will. The question now is, will you be among those that will succeed with us or not? That's a question. Because as much as you are pouring negative energy, this community is alive. It is not dead like the elite-based financial system. We are a living community and we are reacting. We are reacting to people that are fighting us. We are reacting. We may not react immediately, but we are reacting. So you have to take your time and understand where you are. All right, so we are going to the blog. This is the blog, and I'm not going to go into these details. This is the shared bounty. It is our responsibility to take our time to read through. I'm thinking out loud whether I should go ahead, because what I intended to talk about today was frequently asked questions, and I'm just going to summarize. I'm not going to go into so much details. Well, let's see how far we can go. So frequently asked questions. Now, this one is our payment processor. I'll see how fast I can be. There is just quite a lot we have to look at. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. And I don't want to take time like I did the other time. It's just quite a lot. But I want to believe that the community has read through. And I want to believe that the community has understood. Well, I would go the much I can. The honest truth is I will go the much I can. I have a very short while to do this. Now, frequently asked question, everyone needs to know this. Our payment process has been refined to a point where your payment to us requires validation of your payment wallet first. So you have to validate your wallet, which the administration has already explained down below. This action locks your wallet to your account and prevents potential theft of your hash by malicious parties. As recently as last year, members were making payments, and before they could post the hash, it was transferred to someone else's account, resulting in the theft of the bounty allocated to that payment. This left the intended account without the bounty and the KCBO payments. This system has suffered a lot of evil guys. And evil guys, listen, we're coming for you, okay? I'm telling you that we are going to be an alternative financial system. I'm telling you we are going to succeed. It doesn't matter how much gimmicks you guys try to play. Watch us succeed. By the end of this year, you are going to understand the divine cause of the Simply Brilliant community. Some of you that are giving to some energies and people are influencing you to think the other way. By the end of this year, you are going to understand the divine cause of this community. And then you will find out that as the economy is going down, we are rising up. And I also tell you we are a living community. Let me tell you how the human body behaves. When you become a parasite and you become something that wants to attack the body, the antibodies go to fight. Those are the soldiers of the body. And the soldiers of the body will take responsibility and try to switch and crush that thing. That's how we are. We may not react quickly, but we are seeing everything. We are seeing it. And as many people that think that they will eat their cake and they will have it, no, you will not eat your cake and have it. So my advice is now stop being negative and stop trying to draw the community down with your negative influence. It's not going to help you. All right, so I'm moving over to the next. I want to be clear. These actions were evil, and those who were involved hopefully are no longer part of our community or have changed their ways, which I really doubt. There are still so many people in our community that are still looking for ways to exploit the community. And that's the reason why the membership is dropping, because when they don't see an immediate way to gain, their instant gratification, drops, and then they move away. They look for something else. And they are running from pillar to post because you can scarcely find anything that would give you long-lasting effect instantly, In our community, you will get long-lasting effect, but it's going to take some time. However, those days are over, and the payment system has become quite robust. Nevertheless, there are still ways you can make mistakes and encounter payment issues. With this brief guide, hopefully you will learn to avoid them. Let's begin with where let's begin with where to begin, which is your account. All these are quite self-explanatory. I don't need to go into so much of these details. All these are quite self-explanatory. And if you haven't yet read through, please do so. This is where to verify your account. On the dashboard of your KCBO, you will see where to verify your account. Keep moving down. Now, this is a tutorial which I'll quickly look into. Now, these details include tutorials on making a payment, token contract details for setting up your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and the validation token for security purpose. You now have all the tools you need to avoid a payment error. But let's press on and delve deeper. When you are ready to make a payment, you initiate what is called a request, essentially requesting an invoice from the system. Here, you set up who you will make payments for, or who you make the payments for, and retrieve details on where to send the payments and what to do when you have your payment hash. So these are also self-explanatory, which a good number of us who have been making payments are doing. Now, I don't want to go into so much of this. They are quite self-explanatory. But one thing I want to just say is, if you have made your payments, a very good number of us think it's an automated system. Always copy your transaction hash and paste it, because when you don't do so, well, it's your choice. Now, let's read this so that you hear what I'm saying. Now, read the next page for confirmation. Agree to the terms and enter your verified wallet address. Then proceed to pay now. So far, so good. You have created the request, viewed the invoice, and now you must make the payment. Our system will wait for you to make that payment through your MetaMask or Trust Wallet. While you do that, please note, our system is not watching for your payment. It is waiting on you to get your confirmation hash and submit it back to us on the transaction ID. You must submit your hash, and USDT payments are generally very fast. So expect to get the hash almost immediately. Do not dawdle or get distracted. You've made the payment and you have one task left to do: submit that hash. If you do, although your payments have been received, there is no way for it to be applied. You must submit the hash. So do it now. Submit the hash. So the system now has done so. You see, if the administration is doing all these things, some of you are still down there saying things that are not. Sometimes I just wonder, and I want you to know that you are creating your own reality. You see, the principle of life is what you sow is what you reap. Do you think that you have discouraged 1,001 people not to become members of this community, even though they had the financial means, and you tell them things that are not, and then you think you will run to the end? Do you think so? No. Nature is going to fight back. That is how it's going to happen. I want you to understand how you will sow a good seed and you will reap 1,000 fruits. You reap rewards, maybe 1,000-fold or maybe 2,000-fold. It is how the energy you give out. And I'm saying this particularly to those who are giving out those energies, bad, negative energies, and you are saying things because you may be black, and you are saying things, in fact, unbelievable things. If you don't have the financial means, listen, step aside and let people do it, because there are people that can do it. There are people that has the mind to help. There are people that wants to save humanity. Yes, there are. And if you're among those people who don't want to, please step aside and let us deal with these matters. Okay? All right. Now, this is the last part. I believe I've done something worthwhile. I believe I've passed the information, and I believe that we'll take responsibility. Like I said, in a very short while from now, we will start receiving our payouts for the month of February. And I am hoping that we don't get negative energy, because if we get negative energy, listen, the administration has already said what he's going to do. He will blank out on you. Okay? All right, so these are the last four. Now, these are four areas that a paying member could overlook. Morning there. These are four areas that a paying member could overlook. So let's note them now. Did you validate your payment wallet? That's one. Do you have and did you send USDT on the BSC blockchain? That's two. Did you select yourself or another? If another, is their email address in the pending payment page? Did you submit your hash? So that's it. Now, this is the frequently asked questions, which I talked about yesterday. Now, these are the four areas where you can make a mistake in payments. For this reason, this blog serves as a frequently asked question. I'm going to list some of the frequently asked questions we receive through support or on Telegram. Most members know the answers to these questions, but some don't. And new members particularly should follow the documents on the dashboard. What to do on day one. It's a PDF and should be the focus of every new member in our community. All right, I want to stop at this point. Every content has been passed on. Everything is self-explanatory. Taking personal responsibility is the key. If you choose to, good. But if you choose not to, we are not the banking system. We are not giving someone full responsibility over our account and paying them. You are taking responsibility over your account and you have to take charge over it. Okay? All right. So I don't want to talk about the payouts for this month. It's self-explanatory. Read it and abide with what the administration has said. I want to stop at this point, and I thank you so much for those of you that has watched. I believe my content will be very brief. So quickly, good morning, Ambassador. I agree with Bible is clear. Fear is the source of evil. You can see. So that's that. And then this is my beloved sister that has diligently been following me. Councilor Augustine, thanks for the good work. You're welcome, beloved. And Brother Vincent. So please, you guys should do well to like, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, especially the new ones. I love you guys. Cheers. God bless you. Till I come your way again some other time. Bye for now. Ciao.